All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the November 28th, 2018 meeting of the Recreation Committee. My name is Troy Smith, I'm the chair, and we'll just start by going around for those at home that are watching. We'll start with a just brief introduction, and we'll start.
Trevor Reidinger.
Marcus Benner.
Jim Letney.
Karen Rowan.
All right. So with that, we'll get started with the agenda for tonight. And any citizens' comments, Marcus, you'd like to report?
None.
None to report. And we'll move right directly, Marcus, to your director's report.
Yep. The high school girls, or middle school and high school girls tumbling class that I ran had 22 girls, and it just finished up the 17th. And I was contacted by the high school coach, and she wants me to run it for 4 more weeks in December, so I've been calling around today trying to get that set up, see if we're going to do that again for another month. So that's kind of what's up. I think as of the last meeting, soccer had all wrapped up. I called Snowball today to start setting up our kind of discount. We call it a ski club, but it's more of a discount ticket program that we ran last year. They didn't answer, but I'm hoping to get that set up here pretty soon. I know with the cold weather, I think they're open. I'm not sure how many trails they have open yet, but I think they got an early jump to the season, so we jumped into that about January last year, so it'd be nice to get going a little earlier this year, have a few more weeks of it.
Okay.
And then starting to prep for K2 basketball.
Nice.
Starts in January.
And then you're doing a men's open night or
Yep.
a adult open night?
Yeah, adult open basketball Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 8.
Good.
We've been averaging about 10. Dipped down a little bit last week because of the holiday.
Right. Oh, that's
Where
great.
do you do that, Marcus?
At Miller School.
I should have known
Great.
Yep.
All right. We'll move to the next agenda item, 4.1, which is approved minutes. We have minutes here supplied from the October 24th meeting. And if everybody hasn't had a chance to look those over, if there's anything that they see that they'd like changed before approving. Has everybody had a chance to look these over, or do you need a moment now?
Yep.
So, did anybody have anything that they noticed or would like changed or rewarded?
Nothing.
Great. With that, I would take a motion to approve.
Move.
Moved by
We accept
Mr.
the minutes.
Seconded here by Karen. And a vote? All in favor? Great. Super. All right. And then with that, obviously the main thing that this group has been working on is creating a survey about the possible creation or desire or need from you, the public, for a recreation center here in Waldoboro. So after the last meeting, we got together and did a small workshop as a group to try to finalize these survey questions. And with that, we're kind of here tonight to take a look and have a final say before we say yay or nay to pass these forward to the next steps and the processes that maybe Marcus will share or what we need to come up with to get this moving forward. Marcus has shared the updates. I know several of you chimed in with some creative and some things that you notice, either punctuation or rewording. I think all those edits have been made. That's correct, or have you
Yeah.
found some more stuff?
No, basically when I sent it out, I think there were like 3 people that wrote in with corrections, and I went in and kind of reviewed them all. There was only one that I didn't do, and that was to move on number 3, it was suggested to move the lines to the right side of the text to match number 2, but when I did that, the lines, because the sentences weren't even, the lines were kind of all over the place, and it just didn't look as neat, so I didn't do it. But other than that, seemed like all the other suggestions made sense, so I made the corrections, and this is with all the corrections. So,
I have a question. If you're not a resident of Waldeboro, if you answer no on number 1,
Mhm.
do we throw that out, or what do
I don't think we throw it
do?
out. I don't think we throw it out. I think there's gonna be a lot of people that use our facility that aren't from Waldeboro. So maybe getting, we're gonna send it to Waldeboro residents,
Yeah.
but, if someone gets a hold of a copy from another town that is gonna use it, maybe, the questions about their taxes and whatnot might not be applicable, but the use might be.
Yeah, I think it would definitely just get categorized.
Yeah.
And then obviously given more weight to those of residents that would,
Right.
most likely,
Right.
either greatly use it and or have some financial contribution or skin in the game, as we'd say.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't know is, do you think would it be beneficial, like 1A or something like that, like address? Like they don't necessarily need to give their name, but they'd give their address in case somebody filled it out separate, like multiple times, or would that not be needed? Let's say somebody was here, I mean, because that way what we could do is, like, obviously we're going to send it to everybody, but it would also be possibly beneficial to have this, so when people are registering their car or their snowmobile or whatever, they could say, yeah, if you had a chance to fill it out, and then, with an address on each one.
Right.
That way we'd know if there was a multiple. I can't imagine a lot of people are going to say, yeah, I want to spend the extra
Time to fill it
10
out.
minutes to fill it out twice,
Stack the
but.
box.
And so that might have just answered my own question, but that was the only thought
So
Yeah.
where
Well,
do you
then
think,
it
like,
might tell you where you're drawing the people from.
put just put address after the yes or no
yeah,
with a
yeah,
line?
yeah. Street address.
Street address.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's simple enough, it's short enough, you're not asking for,
Names.
yeah,
no, just,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to know who. It's still anonymous, but
right, yeah.
that would just be. That way, we could possibly give it out at different locations or events or
Right.
whatnot. And I can't imagine that. And then we could also, like she said, you could almost GPS plot it. You'd know which sections of town that are represented
Mhm.
or which aren't represented if they didn't send it in.
Right.
The only thing, just looking at maybe it's just the way I printed out. So, on the second page here, do you have it? On the back.
The back.
Okay, yeah. So mine just didn't print out. So it's not needed priority.
Low priority and,
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. See, mine didn't.
Oh,
Mine didn't
yeah.
print out. So, yeah.
Is that one of my copies, or did you bring your own?
I brought from the last one.
Up in one.
so the-
Okay. All right. So never mind.
That's what I printed out today.
that's a fresh one.
I got a fresh one. There you go. So, edit 6A. I again answer my own question. So, with that, I think it's kind of good to go. Does anybody see anything else that they feel strongly that should be added, changed, worded? Now would be the best time to do so.
The only thing that I brought up, and I don't know if you didn't address it, but was brought up to me, was that can, like a single subscriber, a single membership, and then a couple membership, or like a buddy?
Yeah,
is it in
13.
there?
13.
13.
I did change it.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay.
I added a question.
Right.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I didn't get down that far. The buddy system.
Yep.
Great. So with that, do I have a motion to accept for submittal, or is that the next step, Marcus? Would that?
Yeah,
be
I
to-
guess
think
we-
Correction,
What?
with the correction of the street address.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With the addition.
Yeah, with the correction, I guess we voted in, and then we try to get on the agenda for the next select board meeting and have them approve it, and then I take it over to the post office and try to figure out how to mail it.
Well, that's, speaking of the post office, I think, well, as you know, the town has a
Bulk rate.
bulk rate.
Yeah.
So are we gonna try to do a fancy fold.
I don't know how you. I think it's gonna have to be in an envelope. Is that what? Are you saying send it without an envelope?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because it's two-sided, you have to send it. You'd have to send
And-
it with an envelope.
Okay. And then we're gonna set up drop-off locations
But it
Over and
says
above.
right at the beginning,
over and above, right?
it
Yeah.
says town office.
Because I think when we did the foundation, we had, like, the library, we had the town office, we had.
Or it says they can mail it.
Oh, they can mail it as well.
And I was, I think there's something like. I don't know what the bulk rate will be. I think there's something like 2,000 households.
2,600.
2,600.
Is what we ended up doing before.
2,600 households.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the bulk rate will be, but I think the money would be pretty close to be able to send it to everyone with a paid return envelope with the money we have from the grant. I think it would be pretty
So
close.
they ask
I think
grant.
that'd be huge in getting a response.
I think you're right. Yeah, because it just makes life a lot easier.
So I'd have to look into that, but I think we have up to 2,000. So if we sent out 2,000 surveys, and that's $1 a household. Regular stamps are 46 cents or whatever. So
Yeah.
Would
Bulk
we
rate.
have to put a stamp on the return, because some of them may drop it off? Or maybe they would put the stamp on it.
right, but
Or if-
I'm saying if we offered that paid return option, we might get more
And
back.
Do you
connect,
get a bulk rate on the pay?
That's
on
what I was
the pay
gonna
return,
ask.
too?
I'm not sure. I'd have to,
I'm
it's
not
something.
Because
sure.
that would
about
all
that.
have to be run
Right.
through the machine.
Right.
Right.
We were talking about an envelope, a piece of paper, and another,
And
maybe
another envelope
maybe
going
another
out,
envelope.
And
so-
only a envelope and a piece of paper coming back.
Right.
yeah.
Also,
I don't know.
when would you want to send it out? I don't think sending it out at Christmas time would be good.
No,
I
probably.
think probably the first of the year maybe would be better.
Probably.
It's
Yeah.
just that,
Gets
Yeah, with
lost in
all the
shuffle.
other stuff coming in,
and the busyness of people, they wouldn't,
right. It gets set aside or burned in the stove.
Yeah. I don't know. I know we're gonna pay for return envelopes that we don't get back, but if it helps us get
Yeah, well, I
a
think
few
it-
back, it might be worth it.
Yeah, if we get a
I
better
think
sampling.
it's the investment of the project. Unfortunately, some people won't turn it in, and if you're listening from home, we encourage you to return it.
yes.
So what I would say is, we've accepted, or I don't know if we completed that motion, but
No.
once we take this to the, make that correction, approve this to give to, maybe between now and whenever it's on the agenda, you do some homework to see, how many actually mailings it would take.
Right.
How much, above and beyond the 2,000, and then that could be part of either the ask, or if there's a way to figure out how to do a random sampling, but
Right.
again, you're shortening the numbers, but you may find out you may need another $100 or $200 or whatever to ask for and that would be up for the board to decide if they
Right.
want to
Yeah.
invest in that or not, which I'd hope, considering the amount of time that we put into, but.
Did you run this? Did anybody do it? Did you have anybody fill it out?
I will attest that I did not have somebody, which I made up that was a great suggestion, but I have not.
I haven't either.
No, so
I had a couple people
Yeah.
try it. Yeah.
what was the feedback you got?
I mean, overall it was positive. They thought, a couple of things, which changes were made,
Yeah,
that they've seen or they've been exposed to.
good.
So I think it's good to go,
Good.
at least at this stage. I mean, you're always gonna find, someone will pick something else out. What about this? But,
Yeah.
keep it simple, straightforward.
Great.
I think Karen brought up a good point, maybe after the first of the year,
Yeah.
because Christmas time would be, it'd just be blown away.
Right.
And is it advisable that I would make a copy of this at home and my husband fill out one and I fill out one?
Yeah, in both residents.
Yeah, that'd be fine, I
Okay.
mean, just put the same street address, you'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not like we're gonna throw them away, we just know that if there was a
Right.
duplicate from the same
I
household.
mean, I'm sure people are going to ask that, can I have another survey for
Yeah.
my husband to fill out? Or so,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
might do different things.
Right.
Have a different opinion.
Yeah,
He better not though,
Well,
right?
That's a good point, though. Maybe we can say additional surveys are available at the town office. Should that be stated?
Yeah,
What I was saying also, see other side, or see back, continued on back.
all right.
yeah, maybe we should say over or
Yeah.
something.
I have
Yeah.
a problem with that.
What's up? You can't do footers?
No, this, well, maybe I could add a footer. This,
Oh, the table.
the table from the first page to the second page is the same. I just spaced it.
Oh, it's just a thought.
It just spaced out, and I don't know, without recreating the whole, each one, I'd have to break it. I can do it either way. I'll try to put a footer in.
I think if you try a footer, Marcus,
Yeah.
if not, you might be able to, create it like as a JPEG that says like, and then just
Set it there.
Stick it
Set
in
it,
there.
yeah. setting the parameters as tight or whatever.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Word and Excel and
Yeah, yeah.
just doing.
You'll have more time now. With your broken arm.
Yeah. Pretty much so limited to the computer work.
Okay. All right, so is there anything that we'd like to move?
The only other thing
Yep.
I see here is football skiing. Was that supposed to be spaced differently?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, yes, but.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
No, I haven't either, but
I don't know.
it sounds
I
interesting.
mean, I just don't know. I'm confused because it's
Like how that, yeah.
there's four activities for each line, and there's
Or 5 or 6?
5 for that one.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Look at it, or is there something on here that can go?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. You know, just to kind of delete and cut and splice.
Right.
We only have tumbling here,
Cheering
We have
and-
dance and
We have
tumbling.
dance and
Cheering and
tumbling,
Cheering and tumbling.
and then cheering and tumbling. So are we
Where
better
do we
off
have? Oh, dancing.
maybe delete?
Delete that one and make dance tumbling, dance cheer tumbling. Add cheer to that top one.
And I'm just saying, separate the.
Yeah, put skiing,
Skiing
here,
here.
and put cheering up with the other ones.
Right, or you could, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, make it a 3,
Make it
Yeah,
three,
make it a
three split.
and-
Yeah.
Combine tennis and pickleball, they're the same thing.
And there is paddle.
It could
Wow.
just be a slash.
And there's paddle
No.
sport,
Or if
paddle
you-
sports as well. Well, I guess paddle sports was more,
That's outdoor.
yeah, not paddle, but.
Or if you're gonna do kayak polo, it's
Yeah.
kind of both.
Right.
All right, yep, I can do that. So. Yeah.
Okay.
These tumblers.
You looking for a motion, Troy?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept this survey with the changes we discussed today to be presented to the select board.
Any discussion? We have a second?
I'll second.
All right, put it to a vote. I'm supposed to ask for a second first. All right, so we had the second, and then any discussion? All right, and with that, we'll move it to a vote.
The only
Oh.
one thing I was gonna mention is that we probably ought to make sure we do a final edit before we give it to the town selectmen. After the changes, other than that.
Yep, yep. All right, so the motion on the table is to accept the survey with the mentioned changes from tonight's meeting, with the final edit to be seen by all the committee members before submittal to the town selectmen. All in favor? All right, that passes unanimous. And so from there, I guess what we'll do, Marcus, is we'll wait to hear from you once you share it and talk to the town manager to see, and to the chair of the select committee to see when they'd like to add it to the agenda. And then it's just a matter of if the committee thinks that we should be there, or if you want us to be there, or if you want to represent us. That's up to you. We just need to know in advance when it's going to come up.
Okay.
And the info on the
Post.
bulk rate,
Right. Yeah. So
the
you.
whole package presented.
Right.
You can still dial a phone with one hand, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Reaching this side is kind of hard, but I can do it.
And then that point, Marcus, obviously, if it was approved or the selectmen had some other changes, we'd make those changes. Or if they said nay, then that kills it all together. But how would you go about getting that all created and put into envelopes? Do you have somebody here that on staff that can do it, or is it something we'd have to ask for volunteers? Or it's a
Not
pretty
sure.
good process for 2,000 something envelopes
Yeah.
with one arm.
Yeah, with one arm. Yeah, it might need some help folding sometimes.
Just call.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I do have to hand out my key. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Bye.
Great. Alright. Well, that's great. That's good work.
So do we have another meeting, or?
I'm just gonna wait for him to come back, so we'll take a quick recess, and I'm sure they'll edit, but
I miss recess.
it's a different type of recess.
Well, we're not gonna meet, next month, right?
Yeah, we discussed, you know,
Yeah, discussed that
skipping
before.
due to the holiday season,
Yeah.
and I think that's fair. Unless something
And if
comes up that we need.
we get it in the email,
Yeah,
that'll be like a meeting.
When are the select board meetings, aren't they Tuesdays? Every
Tuesday, I think
Tuesdays?
one was last night.
yeah, I believe it's the second and the fourth, second and the last Tuesday of the month? They meet twice a month, correct?
I think they
so,
do,
yeah.
yeah. But I'm-
It's on the
And the
website,
holiday,
isn't
oh, and
it?
then the holidays
Yeah.
are probably gonna mess that up too.
Cause I think Christmas is on it.
Tuesday, it is, yep.
Well,
So it may not end up making this December agenda, it may not be till,
Yeah,
January, but-
mailing might not be getting out too quickly with a concern.
okay. Well, I guess from there, we can move into, items for upcoming agendas. I think the items will be follow-up on the survey, the meeting, from the selectmen, or the whatever action steps that they take. Action steps. Select board take. And then that will kind of lead us into the next process. And then see if there's any additional programs or stuff that we want to talk about as far as needing from Marcus. So I'd go with winter programming help, or
Doesn't say.
okay. So Marcus, in your absence, we kind of stepped to the next item, upcoming agendas. We talked about being an action step based on the action that the select board takes to the survey, or if it's still tabled and not on the agenda. We also talked about our next meeting. Previously, like we talked about in October, excuse me, that, you know, we'd probably skip December meeting.
Yep.
Unless obviously something came up of importance, we could try to get together.
Yep.
But as of right now, we would schedule our next meeting for the last Wednesday of January, which is
No, not the last one.
not the last one,
The 23rd.
the 23rd.
That work? It's the 4th. Don't we usually do the 4th or?
Yes, yeah, right, the 4th. Thank you.
Yep, so the 23rd.
so,
And we'll do that again at 6 p.m. And I'll be done basketball by then, so we'll be good.
We'll just be starting.
Possibly.
Wrestle meet. Yes,
That day.
I think.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So right now, we'll tentatively set our date for January 23rd at 6 p.m. Unless a lot of people have conflict, we'll change it, but right now, we'll go forward. And with that,
Happy New Year.
yeah, I hope everybody listening has a chance, if they want to follow the Selectmen Committee. I keep wanting to say council because of my other job, but if they want to stick with the Selectmen to see how this goes, and if obviously they can feel free to reach out and contact us with any of your thoughts, and look forward to the survey going out to many of you. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? I don't see any discussion, and we will move.
When is the selectmen's next meeting?
The 11th.
11th. Okay. A little bit of time there.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, they'll only have one in December. It'll be the 11th.
Yeah.
Because the next one will be the 25th.
Right.
Okay. And I'll just, you'll keep us in tune or whatever.
Yep.
You know, if it's gonna be there, and we can see
Do
if
you want us to go, or?
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like to,
If-
yeah, let us know if we're on
if
the
we-
yeah.
agenda.
If we get
Yeah.
on the agenda, I think the more people we
Yeah,
have there,
send
the
us a
better.
Right.
email, yeah.
Yeah, if you could ask if we could be like closer to the top, would be great.
Not asking for much.
I never ask, I just hope. Always walk in.
Hey, if you
and-
don't ask, you never know.
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, I hope everybody has a good holiday.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
maybe I'll see you guys on the 11th.
Yeah, I guess I really didn't need that guy to come.
We've been close.
Yeah. What time do they start, Marcus?
What?
The select,
6.
Six.
they start at 6?
Yeah.